Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. Welcome back. We're here for a retro movie review, and today is the classic. The guy standing right here behind me, Mr. Al Pacino himself, Scarface. That's the retro movie review we're going to do today. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the 4K UHD release of this movie. So we'll talk about the movie itself, and I'll give you my review, but I'll also talk about the image quality and some of the sound qualities that I saw in this cut. I think I've owned just about every cut of the movie, back to from the VHS to the first DVDs, a couple of platinum editions, and now from a Blu-ray to the 4K UHD. Before we get started with the review, as always, make sure you become a member of the Llama Nation. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you share this with others. Make sure you tell everybody about the Big Llama Show. The Llama Nation is free to join. All you got to do is hit subscribe, and you'll be up to date on videos every single week. Now let's head over to the movie review. Let's check it out. Scarface, a classic movie, iconic, starring Al Pacino as Tony Montana, and he is the titular Scarface. This is a Brian De Palma film that was written by Oliver Stone. Its runtime is close to 3 hours. It's about 2 hours and 50 minutes. It is Al Pacino's tour de force. Now, mind you, I think Al Pacino, in my opinion's best movie was the Godfather series, but this one is the close second. You have Robert Logee in this one as well, who, if you don't know who Robert Logee is, most of you probably know him from the movie Big. He was the boss in the movie. But he's just an amazing, he has an amazing performance. His screen time is limited in the movie, but he does make an impact as the first boss who teaches Tony Montana the ropes. Michelle Pfeiffer, who I believe was coming off of Grease 2, and maybe a lesser known actress at the time, breakout role for her, and she was amazing in the movie. But I think the one guy who doesn't get as much credit is Stephen Bauer. Stephen Bauer was from a show that I loved when I was living in Miami. We were watching it, Que Pasa USA. That dude was the breakout star. He's a good-looking dude, and sort of stole the scenes that he was in. But in this movie, he has that subtle appearance that comes in, and playing second to Al Pacino, a heavyweight, is tough. But man, the scenes he's in, he steals the show. His accent, the line delivery, just in his interaction and wordplay with Al Pacino is just amazing. So that's why Stephen Bauer to me is the unsung hero of this movie, and really helps provide a lot of weight to the movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I definitely would tell you, I recommend that you go see this now. It's considered one of the top movies of all time, and it is a brilliant performance by everyone in the movie. If you're not familiar, here's just a brief synopsis of the story. The story itself starts out with Al Pacino coming over on the Mariel boat lift. He's a Cuban refugee that comes in Miami, and he's part of the Cuban crime wave. And at the time, cocaine and trafficking was pretty big in Miami, so he becomes a player in that. He starts off as a small bit player, and then grows to be, one of the big narco traffickers of the time. He sort of links up with some South American connections, Mr. Sosa from South America, and he forms a partnership. And essentially what he does is he moves Robert Logee out of the picture. That's where things get interesting. The best part of the movie is it moves in different paces. There is the one montage of him sort of gaining his empire, and I think that montage is really well done. It could have dragged the movie on. I mean, the movie is 2 hours and 50 minutes, so I think they did that for time purposes. But there's just a great sort of visual of how he becomes a drug kingpin, and all the success that comes with it. Now, the stuff that happens after that, I think that's sort of where the movie does lag a little bit in sort of some of the political discussions, and some of I think it was a side mission where he had to assassinate somebody for his con. But again, the movie itself has iconic scenes that you remember. The chainsaw scene early on in the movie is one that I will never forget. Unfortunately, I think I watched it when I was way too young, and it's sort of burned in my brain. but I've watched it again, and it's not as graphic as you would have thought. Back in the day, they made a big deal about that graphic scene, but I think there's worse movies out now. There's worse things that people are seeing, so it's tame by today's standards. But I just remember that scene so vividly, and the realness of that scene, and how powerful it was to sort of catapult him, to that star level. The scenes where he's being ambushed at the end, it's a big climax that he gets to, but before you get to the climax, the one sad part about this movie is his relationship with the Stephen Bauer character and how it deteriorates out of jealousy. Stephen Bauer is probably the best thing for his sister, who was played by Mary Elizabeth Mastro-Antonio, and it just becomes his jealousy, his rage, his sort of coke-fueled anger that makes him turn on his friend, the only friend that he has, the only confidant that he has. So that's the part that was very tragic about the movie. The ending itself, you're rooting for the bad guy. And I think that's the genius of the movie, is you're rooting for him to succeed, and he's not a really good guy. Both things. But again, I just can't help to think, man, what if he could have made it? But then I also think, what else could have happened in the movie? So anyway, I'm not spoiling anything when I tell you that. If you haven't seen it and you're listening to this review, I'm sorry, you need to go see that movie. And if I spoiled it for you, I'm sorry, you just got to go see the movie. So again, the movie is an A+. The rating itself is an A+. It's classic. It's an iconic movie. It's got all the scenes that you remember. It's my favorite movie. It's my all-time favorite. I got his poster here in a couple different forms. I even have a signed poster now. Real quick, let's talk about the 4K release. When you look at the 4K Ultra HD, it comes with the Blu-ray itself, so that you can do some comparison. It has the digital code, and the digital code does have it come out. I believe it's in Dolby Vision when I put it into my iTunes. The scenes are crystal clear, they're crisp, but it is a film, and it was filmed on celluloid, so you do see the graininess of some scenes in the film, but it's cleaned up so well, and it looks so great that it's a beautiful looking film. The colors of the film are great, and it's in that nice wide format so that you can see everything in the scenes. The Miami scenes, I think it helped to establish the colors of Miami. The sound is way better. If you look at older copies of the movie, that's where it did lag a little bit, is the sound quality, and in this particular regard, the sound was amazing. They did clean it up a lot, and I would definitely recommend anybody pick this up. It's a great one to have. Again, I've had every copy of it, and I'm glad that I got this one. This is the 4K UHD Gold Edition. So again, that's my plug on physical media. I think physical media is amazing. There's just something to it. Pick up a copy if you can. I ordered mine online and got it in a few days. I got it from Best Buy, and I believe it was like $15 or $16. So I didn't pay a huge amount of money for a great movie, a classic movie, in a gold edition status. That's my review. Let me know what you think. Give me your comments down below. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you give me a subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 members. Become a member of the Llama Nation. This is one of my favorite reviews I've done. This is my favorite movie, Scarface. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm the Big Llama. This is the Big Llama Show. Peace out.